And hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Sir Cool's a lot. You're cool, I'm cool, we're all super cool. So this is a part 2 video of my attempt to import a product called the Max. So the Max is from Secrets Box, and I'm pretty sure it's a updated version of the RX Coolers Max. It's basically the same general design, except that it's kind of slicker and more curvier, more kind of modern looking. But it's basically the same. And I now have both of these products, and I'm pretty sure that this is the upgraded version. It's not actually yet on sale in the US, so I'm kind of curious to see how this one's going to play out. But when I saw it, I was quite keen to try and get one, possibly to use. So as you know, in that previous part 1 video, I had attempted to order this product. It did ship and arrived, but it was basically dead on arrival. It wasn't working, and so I ordered another one. So this video basically posts my initial kind of testing and review of the product that I subsequently received. So let's jump on in and let me show you what I got. And by the way, I'll give you a little spoiler alert. I'm actually quite impressed with this product. It has a lot of potential, so I hope you enjoy this video. And yeah, tell me what you think. So here's my disclaimers as always. Feel free to pause this slide. All my data is my own. All my views are my own. I have no sponsorship. Not interested in that. I'm on a personal quest to find the best medicine travel products that are out there. So by now I think you know the game plan for this playlist. It's all about trying to import products more directly. Basically, there's a lot of price gouging going on in the USA, with very steep markups for a lot of products that I just don't think are at all necessary. So I'm kind of on a little bit of an investigative quest to see if there's a better way to order these products. Basically cut out all the middle people and resellers. So here's the product that I successfully managed to get delivered to my house. So this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what the price point was that I paid, a little bit what the store page looks like for it. So this was on AliExpress. It's very generically called the Portable Mini Insulin Auxin Growth Hormone Refrigerated Cup Traditional Chinese Medicine Drug Interferon Refrigerated Box Cooler. Wow, I think they were really trying hard there to get a lot of keyword search hits or something. Some clever AI must have thought of that. I don't know. It looks kind of hilarious. Anyway, so the store that I went with is called XZKJ-HIA1 store. Fair enough. I don't know how they think of these names. But anyway, it has pretty reasonable reviews. The product also was reasonably reviewed. And it looked like they had quite a lot of this in inventory, so I thought, alright, let's go for it. And I think you know the rest of the story. So the first try at ordering this didn't go very well, and then I tried to order it again. And actually now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how I can order maybe a couple of these and start to think a little bit more about kind of batch ordering. So let me keep on going. So this is kind of the advertised product. So as you can see, it's the Max. It's the new upgraded version. It has a very large kind of capacity. You can get it with a lot of accessories if you want. and it has that USB cooling mode. So let's jump on in. So the order that I placed for the product that actually made it, so I placed the order on September the 5th, and amazingly it actually arrived at my house on September the 13th, so pretty fast. Actually, sadly, the company that I ordered this from is now listing that this product is no longer in stock and no longer available, so it isn't even offering it anymore. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board in terms of who I might order this from next. So that just kind of gives you a more in-depth view of the journey that it took. So this unit definitely went through customs clearance in order to kind of make its way to I guess Union City has some kind of a warehouse depot for imports in the Bay Area. I didn't know this, but now I do. So a lot of the products arrive at Union City, and then they get dispatched out into the Bay Area in California. So here's basically what I received. It was quite similar to the other product. It sort of comes in a very thin plastic bag. It's then wrapped with this sort of insulated material, and inside is kind of a bubble wrap that you can kind of break into, and then you can get to your product with the accessories. So sadly, the product that they sent me was missing one of the accessories. So the little room temperature container, little capsule pill container for room temperature was actually missing. So I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. So one test that I haven't done before, so this is kind of new, is I got myself some little decibel meters to see or to start measuring kind of how loud the different USB coolers are. I have actually, now that I've tested quite a few of the coolers, I've noticed that there are quite varied differences from one to the other. Some of them are a little bit louder, some of them sound a little bit more mechanical, some of them kind of sound as if the fan might be breaking or kind of cheap, I don't know. And then some of them sound a lot louder than others, and so on and so forth. So anyway, so for videos going forward, I'm now going to also include data on how loud, so the decibels basically. And I have 2 decibel meters, one. Why did I get 2? Because why not? So what do you think? So that's a recording of the sound for the Macs. Now, what I actually did in the next slide was I also recorded the For All Family Voyager so that you can get a head-to-head kind of comparison. Sometimes audio can be a little bit tricky when you're recording a video. Your settings can be a certain way. It's not always easy to exactly replicate sound that you hear live versus via testing. So I thought I would actually give you a side-by-side of the For All Family Voyager that some of you I know have versus this one. So as you can see, maybe a couple of quick notes before I go to it. The Max actually is about, I'm going to say about 5, maybe 8 decibels louder than the For All Family Voyager. So on the decibel meter, this unit was clocking in kind of 40, maybe 45 decibels, sometimes kind of peaking. And then as I mentioned, they all seem to have slightly unique or distinct sounds, or maybe this was a one-off. I don't have a another Max to compare to, but this one sounded a little bit sort of like it had a little mechanical kind of fizz or hiss. I'm not sure I exactly have the right words to describe the sound, but anyway, I played the video so you can hear it. So let me go to the next slide and play you the For All Family Voyager, and then play again the Max, and then I think you'll be able to get a much more kind of acoustic sense of what I'm trying to tell you. Give me a moment. Okay, so let me play you the Max. And then let me play you the For All Family Voyager. So as you can see, definitely a little bit of a difference in the sound. As it's on the pause mode, it actually shows 60 here, but that's not correct. When you look at it, it actually hovers at that 30 to 35. I think the limit of detection of the sound thing is actually 30 or something. So it kind of hovers on the very low end of the sound noise. So as you can see, here's this Max sound. And here's the For All Family Voyager. Yeah, so I thought that was quite interesting. I hope you do find that interesting as well. I think the Max is certainly a little bit louder. It has kind of a mechanical hiss that's interesting. I'm going to say that, when you're sitting on a plane with this, there's no way you're going to hear it anyway. But if you're in a very quiet kind of club lounge, or on a bullet train or something like that, where it's very acoustically quiet, it may be more noticeable. So just something to think about. So let's keep on going. Next, just going back to that accessory that was missing. So I actually complained that the accessory was missing, and I was going to process a refund, send it back, and it offered me, hey, do you want to keep it for 50% off? And I was like, oh, fair enough. So I accepted the offer. So basically, I was refunded $37.40 for this. So I ended up paying half price. So I have a USB cooler that has a missing room temperature medicine container, but that's okay. I suppose if I do buy another one, I will have a spare USB cooler to go with it. I don't know. Let's keep going. And so just a quick video before I show you the temperature data that I collected. So just kind of a quick tour of the product. So this is what I got. You get a kind of a cap. The one that I got had a little dent in it. I didn't notice that actually initially when it was received, but as I started looking a little bit more carefully, I was like, oh, there's a little dent in there. That's kind of annoying. You can kind of see that the black paint's been chipped, and I think you can sort of see the aluminium sheen underneath. This was an international kit, so it came with a US plug, and also I think that's a European plug is the little adapter there. Heads up, it's very, very cheap, that adapter. It kind of wiggles on, wiggles off. I'm gonna hold my breath on whether you actually get an electric shock from using it or not. I don't know. And then you get this kind of bag. This one has a sort of a customized pocket that you can open up in order to kind of pack this product with that room temperature accessory that you can hook on the side, but I don't have that one. The little handle's kind of cheap and nasty. It's sort of this rubber band that slides into these kind of little band holders or something. You can see what I'm doing there, and so you sort of create a handle out of it. Yeah, that's actually the little accessory hook where you would attach the accessory, which I don't have. I think that handle's kind of a bit of a disappointment, that little sort of rubber band. But I have to say, because I would replace a lot of that with a really nice travel carrier anyway, I guess it doesn't matter too much. But it is very, very cheap. Heads up, this is how I actually did the temperature testing. And so that's the data that you'll see on the next slide. So I basically had two probes, temperature probes, switchbot probes, attached to one ZEP-bound pen, and I just basically let that run for several days to see how it would do. So check this out. You can very easily fit 3 ZEP-bound pens in there, and actually, interestingly enough, if you don't use that cap to close that aluminium tube, and just with a little bit of an adjustment, you can actually fit a 4th ZEP-bound pen in there. But the 4th pen will basically be at the entrance. But there is just enough space to actually get 4 in there. Now that said, I would probably need to test that a little bit more thoroughly in terms of temperature, because quite typically that zone at the very base of the container is kind of the warmest. So I would have to test that before I would commit to putting 4 pens in there. But on the plus side, you can very comfortably fit 3 pens, which is very nice, and those are ZEP-bound pens with the large caps. So that's kind of the quick tour of the product. I'm also just going to plug it in just a moment, just so you can kind of see the display panel. So the USB port is on the side. The USB cable you get isn't right angled, so it kind of just sticks out. So of course, if you are traveling, you would want to get a right angle adapter for that, so that you don't have a cable sticking out. But here now you can sort of see the temperature display gauge that's on the side of the product, which is quite elegant. The reading is in degrees centigrade, by the way, for the unit that I ordered here, so not Fahrenheit, but that may or may not matter. Okay, so let's keep on going. So here's kind of the money shot. So this is actually just initial testing. I didn't do a lot of temperature stress testing at this point. I just wanted to kind of run it, let it take its course. Actually, in California for the past couple of days, maybe weeks, it's been very, very hot, just naturally. So the black line here is just the ambient temperature. You can kind of see what happens day to day. The data is actually from 2 probes. I used 2 probes and averaged them out just to make sure the data is very good. And then here you can see the actual temperature inside the container. So interestingly enough, there's actually 2 probes in the container. One's towards the lower section, and then one's towards the mid to upper section. And their temperature profiles are almost over the top of each other. So that's really, really nice to see. And as you can see here, regardless of whether the temperature was down in the 70s, maybe a little bit low 68s, 65s, to all the way as high as almost 85. This unit very, very comfortably stayed mostly at around 40, but as it was as the ambient temperature was kind of inching more towards the 80s to 85, it even went down to about 80 to about 38 Fahrenheit. And so as you know, those USB coolers typically have a kind of an optimum performance zone, which I think is usually around about the 80s, and actually you can very kind of clearly see that here as it went to those temperatures. So yeah, so this was very impressive to see, you know. So for most routine travel and day-to-day kind of things, this is a very, very nice product. I will do more stress testing on this one in a subsequent video. This was just kind of an initial pass to take a look to see how good it is. And actually, because I really quite like this one, I am going to attempt to order a couple more units, maybe like 4 or 5 of them, to kind of see how good the manufacturing variability is, and you know, whether this is really is a good product. And for those units, if the results are good, I'll probably drop those on eBay as well. You know, as I've mentioned, I'm debating this idea of starting an eBay channel for selling imported products for basically a not price gouging price, and really you know, really good stuff that's been well tested, and I think this could be an interesting one too. So anyway, that's another project that I've kind of been slowly trying to think about and develop, but I'm not quite there yet. And then last thing I want to show you actually here is just the thermals. So as you know, I've got a thermal camera now. I took a couple of quick pictures here of the Max. I did quite a, you know, offline. I kind of study it quite carefully, and I was very pleased to see that the main thermos flask was very homogeneous in terms of its sort of temperature. There wasn't any kind of weird hotspots or other things like that that I've seen with some of the more cheaper coolers, or the more poorly manufactured ones. So it actually looks like it was manufactured pretty well. I think the only snag at this point was the cooling engine was a little bit louder. They had that kind of hiss, mechanical hiss. Perhaps it's just the unit that I had that was a little, you know, maybe the fan is kind of you know, at the end of the line or something, or maybe that's just the way it is. So, but anyway, I think if I ordered a couple more of these, I will know for sure. I'm actually going to be traveling for the next 2 months quite a bit, so I'm going to have to pause my import project, because one of the difficult things about these import projects is it's quite hard to time exactly when you will be receiving shipments, and I don't want a load of packages sitting at my front door and there's basically no one available to pick them up. You know, as you know, when you order from a lot of the US stores, you can get an exact date when stuff arrives, so that's kind of a plus for not having to deal with imports. But unfortunately, you have like a 2 or 3 week window to plan for when you're importing from China, and so just a heads up. I will be pausing or ordering more. Now that said, I do have so the Chai Tai cooler that I showed you in that previous video. I should actually be receiving some more units soon, and I did complete or nearly complete the testing on those 4 units that I showed you in that previous video. So I will get that video posted in a few days, and I think you'll be very interested to see what I've uncovered. So yeah, so that's a wrap on this one. I hope you enjoyed it. And there's my cool little sound effects. And so I will call it a day. So as mentioned, I think the Max is kind of cool. It's a little bit loud, but I am going to do some more in-depth testing because this product's pretty interesting, and it's like, you know, $70, which is actually a really good price for what you get, provided that all the accessories arrive. So okay, I'm going to call it a wrap. Have a great evening.